Babe, I swear. I promise you.
Hello.
Hey
Welcome to Within the Quadrant and Behind the Witch's Veil. My lovely sister, Medium Red, thank you for being with me on this trip here.
It's been a trip, hasn't it?
Their husbands.
Yes.
So, no.
I was going to say, did you want to ship Chris out here free of charge?
Don't tempt me, I might. Tonight's guest has been with us before last year, and they're back again because he has some great, interesting announcements that we'd like to expand on and everything. So let's welcome White Sage Paranormal and one of their team members, Beans.
Hi, guys.
Hey,
Thanks for
guys.
coming in.
Greetings. Hey,
Hey, I just want to know what the dog's name is.
this is Oreo. This is one of my familiars. We actually have another one right here named Jade. There's
Aww.
familiar genies on the floor. My other one's Poppy behind, and there's other one's Tiger Lily, and she's running around here somewhere.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it.
I just got my lovely little Nuna over here on the floor.
I got 3 of them in here right now. You can't see them, but yeah. Chrissy's got a farm.
Got a new one. We got a new we got 4 now. We got a new one. We got 2. We got another teddy bear puppy is what they call them.
They're so
Chachan, something like that.
yeah,
really cute.
Sean, I think, yeah, right?
Really cute. So yeah. So Jared, Beans, Cece, what has been happening to you guys?
A whole bunch of stuff. Yeah. Do you want to hear about the creature that's been going around our house, or do you want to hear about our investigations, or the academy that we started?
Oh my gosh, we have to hear about it all.
All 3. You just pick and choose what you want to talk
Well,
about.
we start with our newest thing since it's the most recent. So, if your guests noticed the whole White Sage Academy thing, that's not our official title, but that's a project we started late last year because we've kind of learned that it's hard to properly source places that are willing to let you investigate or come in. I will make a side note about that. It does suck because it's because of all the different YouTubers and urban explorers and all these people that go in and honestly kind of wreck these places, destroy them, bring bad attention to these locales. So one day it occurred to me, why don't I just it wasn't even supposed to be a educational program. I wanted to make a comprehensive video that explains how to debunk evidence and separate paranormal activity from things that are like a product of your mind or the environment. Because my partner is very new to paranormal investigating, and she was still kind of on this kick where every little bump, creak, knock, or bang is all of a sudden a ghost.
Mhm.
And I brought it up with Christine here, and we decided just like, you know what, why don't we just make it into like a video series or make like a thing that educates people on different things about like the paranormal. And then over the course of a few months, it sort of transformed into a project where we want to create educational content, but not with the full intention of completely teaching a subject to our viewers, but giving just enough information about like bite-sized information about different topics we'd like to talk about to inspire other people if they get interested in it. Sorry about that. Cat tried to knock over our camera. But
Yeah, this little mongrel.
we wanted to inspire other people to actually do their own research. Like, okay, you think this one thing's interesting? Okay, here's a little bit of information about that, but also like just like an academy, go do your homework, go do some research, find out more on your own, because like as much as we can do our own research and learn about different topics, there's so many different types of information out there that like can't guarantee that everything we talk about is accurate or correct. But at the same time, like there's a lot of people that don't really look into topics beyond just a quick Google search or maybe a random video on the internet. And we kind of want to just also do that to inspire people to learn how to research and do their own digging into things. But also, like, if there's something that someone hasn't heard before or a topic that someone's never even thought of before and it catches their interest, like, okay, that's fascinating. I want to know more. Well, okay, like, do some homework, look into it.
Right. I love that. Yeah, that's perfect. That's awesome. What a great concept. Yeah, it's completely true. A lot of people don't do that, you know. And you have, again, you know, we Chrissy and I've discussed this quite a bit in past podcasts, where you have the ghost hunters that are weekend warriors, and you've got the paranormal investigators that really want to delve into what really is on the other side and what is it that these entities are asking of us. So that's great, brilliant. I love it.
So what's the second thing you have coming up?
Right now we've been on a temporary hold because there's been a lot of things happening in our personal lives. We actually, I don't want to go too deep into it, but we actually had our electricity cut off for about a week due to something that was completely out of our control. So we're still in the process of trying to manage everything around that and a whole bunch of other things involved with that. But as you can see, there's like lights on right now, so like we did fix it. But no, we're trying and hopefully going to start building a list for this summer of places to actually go out to and investigate. But we decided to switch gears with the like intention behind our investigations, because initially we just go out and have fun and record ourselves investigating, try to document evidence and everything. But everybody in our group is very much into archaeology, history, just all different kinds of subjects. So we also kind of want to do more community outreach programs, like see if we can get involved in like charity work or work with charity groups that help with like historical preservation, because a lot of the places we locally investigate, bunch of teenagers or like adults or whoever's doing it, like a lot of these places are destroyed. And every time we go there, there's just this overwhelming air of sadness. And whenever we do actually occasionally make contact with something, they're irritated that we're there, not because of us being there, but because other people have come there and destroyed it. And if we're going to go out to all these places that are a piece of like local history or otherwise, we kind of also want to do like, because like some paranormal TV shows, you'll see them like, oh, this is the haunted history of this location. But no, I actually want to expand that and teach people more about the actual real local history, facts about the locations, bring more awareness to the destruction that happens to these places as a consequence of them being featured in media and television, other sources, and try and see if we can potentially get involved with charities that help restore, protect, and rebuild like public infrastructure as just a form of doing this like for more than just like research purposes and investigating, but also to like help like local communities, help like be different and give back and do something different than the standard. Because and that, a lot of that came from the fact that we, like what I said earlier, when you go to these places, most places don't even want to work with anybody unless they can be like they can very much bank off of it because there's a lot of people that go in and destroy these places.
Right.
But I have been working diligently to secure a lot of places. We've got maybe 10 places so far where I've been able to get proper filming rights, proper zoning, to be able to go in, to be able to start showing like different like locations. Like, no, we're doing this by the book. We're trying to do this proper to be able to actually come in, have everything legal, have filming rights, everything to be able to actually do this the right way.
And I've been researching pretty much every place we're going to go for accurate history.
Love it. That's awesome.
That's
We
great.
have been doing some micro investigations in my family house lately that we caught something, but we don't know what.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Yeah, something has. There's a property near here that was her family home, and due to a former tenant's disgruntlement, they basically trashed the entire property. And I've done a lot of effort to like recoup that and clean up the property, but every time we've gone over there, something that's in the house has been like violently aggressive towards us going there, even though like we don't know if it's a member of her family or something that's part of the land. But every time we've gone over there, like there's certain rooms we can't even go in because we feel like we're being attacked or forced out. And it's just, I don't know, for lack of a better way to put it, it's sad.
It's land. It's land. You're dealing with land. They're
Beans was actually part of that investigation, so.
What's that?
Beans was actually part of that investigation, so.
Yeah, it was quite interesting. Like whatever is there, from what I got, they were just very curious about what was happening while we were there. And like Cece would go into a room and it felt like something was running at her, like charging her. You know, it's like, I don't know if they were being playful, if they were actually being, you know, mean or whatever was happening. It was a very interesting. I can't wait to go back there and do more there because it seems to be a very active location.
wow.
Bring a peace offering if you can. Try that. Beans, try that.
That's something I have also been trying to do because it's not just that property, like you mentioned, it's the land. Our entire town is a preserved colonial village. And even though a lot of the houses are newer and more modern, we get like all kinds of abnormal activity here. One of the craziest things I experienced is we had a bad storm and lightning struck a main entry point for electricity to the city, knocked all the power out of the town. And I went to step off of my porch to go to my car to get a battery pack so we could charge our phones. And I couldn't leave the porch because it was still raining, but it looked like a bunch of shadows and faces jumping in between the raindrops outside of our house.
Oh, wow.
Is
It's
there
been a little
water?
crazy around here lately.
Is there water by the house too, like a stream or river or something?
We have a pond.
There's a small like reservoir area that used to be a quarry.
Okay.
But we think a lot of them congregate out there. We're not entirely sure what we're dealing with, but the best we have
Water's a
gotten is
conduit.
some type of group of shapeshifters or mimics or some type of that type of being.
Elementals. You're dealing with elementals.
Elementals?
Elementals. Yeah.
That's what it sounds like.
Exactly. Yeah, that's why I'm saying a peace offering, because there's something that's going on where just dealt with this actually a little bit with an investigation in Michigan in Pear Cheney, where you've got they had two elements. They had the land and the water elements. I feel like you're dealing with a water elemental. If they're mimicking you and kind of charging you and stuff like that, that's very much water elementals.
Yeah.
So something is going on around the water of that area. And I would just, Beans, I would definitely, limestone's a conduit as well. David's right. Beans, I would do some sort of a offering for them, some sort of, even if it's tobacco, something like that. I know that tobacco is more for Indian, but land will take it too. So try that, guys, and see if that helps out for you and changes the energy within the building for you.
Okay, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's fascinating. I love those kinds of challenges and investigations where you have that kind of activity. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Any new investigation that you have been on since last year, which I know you probably have been, but anything that you care to share?
What the? Oh, so the last investigation we went on was around October of last year. We went to like this, like for some reason this entire area is all like preserved colonial villages, and there's one that's right next to us called Sandyville. It was built on a floodplain, and there's a cemetery there that was relocated because the old cemetery was directly in the floodplain. So if they were to freshly bury a body and then they happened to be unlucky enough that it corresponded to a major rain and it flooded, because coffins were wooden during the like earlier like periods, these would sometimes like unbury themselves and float down the river, and that person's remains were lost forever. And even when they tried to relocate the cemetery, they couldn't pay enough out of the local infrastructure to properly relocate the bodies. So there are some bodies that are still like unmarked, kind of like just lost to time, but the headstones are still local. We occasionally go to check in with that cemetery because it's one of the properties that have been like very much destroyed by teenagers. And like most of the headstones are gone. You can't even read half of them. Half of them are broken in half. But we try to go there regularly to just check in with the spirits there, check in with people that are still like that still remain there that protect the grounds, just because we don't want them to feel like that's what they have to expect from everybody, or that they're like that they're isolated or anything. But the last time we were there, we decided to just take a break from going there for maybe about a couple months now. It's the most bizarre thing I have ever seen, because normally I don't see full manifestations, but she was investigating a far back corner of this cemetery, and there's an area that's like an open culvert that has a pile of trees because they've been doing woodland clearing to try and open it up more. She got spooked because she shined her flashlight into a tree line. There had been something there that kept trying to draw her by using my voice. This had happened numerous times that we were there
throughout the day.
But she got spooked, and she's like, she called me to come down there. I'm like, what's going on? She's like, no, I need you to see if I'm just seeing things, or if you're seeing what I'm seeing. So, you can kind of see it on a video I captured, not really, but I went to where she was standing, shined a flashlight around because I'm like, okay, what are you talking about? Because like this looks all clear here, it's kind of dark, and then my flashlight crossed over an opening in the trees, and directly maybe like 3 feet from my face was just a solid, like maybe this part of a person's face, but it was pale white, no eyes, no mouth, just black, just hollow. And I felt like this thing was going to jump out of the woods and attack me. We ended up having to shut everything down and leave, and we haven't really gone back.
Holy cow.
And we've kind of wondered if it's something that's also followed us back here, or if it's the same entity, one of the same entities that have been stalking our house, because we do have something local that's been kind of just traveling through.
We'll get into that here in a minute.
But, that was the last invasion. But other than checking in with the spirits in our house, because a lot of her family still resides here, just because of like their connection to each other. Other than here, we've done like some local investigations in our town, and of course, like the neighboring house that's also her property. But right now, just because of, like I said, like being able to properly gain permission to go into places, we haven't been able to really investigate. We're trying to change that by the middle of summer, because like she just got a new vehicle, so we can actually travel more. We all have like our faculties in order to actually be able to travel more of like Ohio and the surrounding areas.
Nice.
Wow.
That's cool. I like that.
That is
I know a member this year too. His name's Alex Cash. So you'll be seeing him on videos too.
Say that again. I'm sorry, Cece.
We will have a new investigator called Alex Cash this year. You'll see him on videos a lot too.
Cool. Congratulations. Well, tell him welcome. That's awesome.
So Beans, how long have you been with Jared and Cece?
Well, what's funny is me, Jared, and Cece's fiance are the ones who created White Sage Paranormal. Like it was just a random thought, and it was kind of funny because we were sitting in the living room, and I'm like, you know what? Why don't we create like a paranormal group or something? You know, wouldn't that be fun? It just started off like that, and then it kind of like snowballed from there. So it's been what 3 years now. We started this like 3 years ago or so.
Yep.
Yeah, it's been
2 years already. Yep.
yep.
Yeah.
So
Um,
that's pretty much how it started.
one of our friends, David Wells, come to Michigan. We can collab. You should go to Michigan. David Wells did a Para Unity about 3 to 4 weeks ago, and it's something I think he's going to do every year.
Yeah.
But there've been
If you find our Facebook page, Chrissy said she was going to link that somewhere, but if you go to our official Facebook page, it's under White Sage Paranormal. The icon will be like a spell tome with our logo on it. You can leave a comment there or try and message us through there if you want to collaborate. The only thing we'd have to get from you is just talk shop, figure out like best dates and times to make that happen in the future, and also like where you're located, just for like travel and expenses and everything. But yeah, we're completely down for that.
Oh, heck yeah, we're on for it.
he said, "Will do." It'd be great to collab with him. He's a great guy with a great team. And I'm just going to just in case you forget.
Yeah.
Right.
I know one of the towns that we were talking about investigating. My family, my mom's family grew up there. It's a town called Zor, and it's very old town. My grandparents used to run the Zor store, and next door to that was the museum and all kinds of cool stuff. And it's like I've had paranormal experiences there. And so it's really one of the places I really want to go. And my cousin does haunted tours there, so I'm trying to get him to, help us along so we can get in there and maybe do the store or something like that where, it's just to figure out if there's anything, there for sure. Because I know I've seen something. I saw a woman with no face driving past. I look over and there's a woman standing in the window of the Zor Hotel. I could see up to here, and she was wearing very old-fashioned clothes, but I was freaked out. I'm like, I think I just saw a ghost, and that was the first time I ever saw a ghost.
Oh, the first time.
That's
Yep.
awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Great description too.
And in line with what he was saying, I only found out a couple years ago that his family used to operate one of the stores there, because I know two other groups of families that have also ran the same store, and we have a non-biased confirmation between all three of these independent families of a residual. I don't know if you consider it like an apparition or just like just a memory there, but everyone that's operated that place has always reported smelling fresh coffee in the morning, just when there's no coffee. And I thought that was interesting because like I even asked him about it when he told me that his family used to operate. Like, so you guys also get the coffee? He's like, yep.
Wow. That's incredible.
Dang it! Now I want coffee. I can just smell the coffee now.
I know, I can too.
But if anybody else wants to
My
know more
husband
about Zor, we will be doing an episode on this White Sage Academy on different historical towns. And
Good.
Zor is actually one of them we will be doing. So if you want to know more information about any of that, trust me, I've got a whole book worth.
Good.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Wow.
We got
That
a ghost named TJ that's there. We have a ghost who likes to help cook in the kitchen. We have a little boy ghost who likes to wander around the town.
Huh.
Oh,
Wow.
wow.
That's
Yeah, it's a very cool town. It's a very cool historical town.
They have a Civil War reenactment every 2 years there that actually does a reenactment on the actual battlefield of Zor. So that's actually pretty cool. We can actually investigate that too.
Oh, wow. That is great. We have to have you guys come back next year so you can get all this. And-
Yeah.
It's my alarm for 8:30.
So
So,
what's the third one? Was there a third thing?
I was
I'm,
just going to say that.
I'm like, I'm
The
so
third
excited.
one. The creepy critter that has been surrounding our house that we are actually going to say and talk about because we need information about what the heck this could be. We have no idea.
We have been I have been doing research for about a year now, trying to determine what we experienced because it's also something that we have multiple confirmation happen. So I've been to and from this house over the past couple of years, just coming and going, like different relationships, different housing. But I moved back in here.
Zorro, yeah,
Honestly,
Zorro.
Yeah,
it'll be about a year ago today.
Zorro.
It'll be about a year ago this month. But she was telling me a story because like for our location, we have like the Ohio Grassman. I don't know if you guys have heard of that or not, but it's basically just another variation of Bigfoot. But that's something that's been seen in this area and in surrounding cities. But she was telling me a story about how she was hearing random like screeching and hollering coming from a tree line that's down the road from our property. And I'm just like just letting her talk because I'm like, okay, I've never really heard this. I'm not entirely sure if that's like a real thing or not because I haven't personally experienced it. But while she's telling me this, all of a sudden, through our kitchen window, we hear a like animalistic screeching noise that sounded like a pig and rabbit fighting each other. Like that's the only way I could describe it. So I'm under the impression because where we live, we have like raccoons, possums, other natural wildlife, and like they like to get in our trash. They've actually been going crazy recently and tearing up our trash. So I'm just like, okay, there's probably just something digging in the trash. We need to go outside and spook them away or something. So because she's paranoid, she grabs a machete. I grab a stick or something and try and just like scare these things, just try to make some noise, scare these things away. We walk outside of our.
I ain't playing.
But no, we walk outside of our house and I look where our trash bins are located, expecting to see like two raccoons arguing over trash. And here, there's a tree that's outside of our house. Now, this tree is kind of barren, so you can see like the tree trunk all the way up to the top of the tree. Like there's like a couple leaves and everything. But there's a branch that looked like someone just grabbed the branch and was violently shaking it up and down while making these noises. So it was like, what in the world? So we shine our flashlights into this tree and we can see directly where this like branch is connected to the tree. There's nothing there. It's just an open tree, like leaves, nothing, just this thing violently shaking this tree. So we're just kind of dumbfounded for a few seconds, like, okay, what in the hell is going on? So we're just staring at this for a second, and all of a sudden it stops, like just dead silence. And then we start like looking around the house, looking around the tree, and then I can't confirm directly what I saw, but it looked like the lower calf muscles of like a creature or an animal or a humanoid, like for a split second, jumping up onto our roof. And like it just happened that quickly. Like I thought I saw like legs or something. So we're trying to look on our roof to see if like something like a wild animal or something we needed to be concerned about was now climbing on our house. We can see
a cat, behind you. No.
Yeah, no.
I wish it was just a cat behind me.
I do too, because we do have bobcats in this area, but it did not sound like a bobcat.
Yeah, at that point, I wish it was
sound like it. Yeah.
No, but we can see the entire roof of the house because it's a single floor house. There's nothing there. All of a sudden, this trembling and noise starts coming from a different tree in our yard. And then in less than a fraction of a second, it's back where it began, shaking the same like tree branch again. Wow. So at that point, we're just like, okay, I don't know what's going on here, but we need to go back inside because even if we like can't do anything about this, I don't know what this is. I'm not dealing with it. So we go inside, and then while we're inside, we can still hear this noise coming through our window. So I called a friend of mine named Maurizio that lives in Canada. He's someone that is disciplined in all different kinds of spiritual practices, magic, mysticism. I'm thinking, okay, this seems otherworldly. Maybe he might have an idea. And he could hear it through the phone. So we weren't just like hearing nothing. We weren't just having a shared hallucination or some type of like weird moment, like because he was able to hear this through the phone. And everybody's like, it sounds like, even though that's not what this thing was, he's like, it sounds like a banshee screaming. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Like, okay, but yeah, so we just let it go because we figured, okay, there's nothing we can really do. We'll just let this like go for now. But then for a couple of weeks following that, it's like it started stalking her. Because like then she started hearing me calling her into another room in our house when I wasn't here. One day I was sitting on our couch here watching TV, and she was taking a shower, and she said she got out of her shower and through her window she saw something looking at her through the window that she said looked like a disheveled corpse with half of its face.
Not okay.
And
That was not okay.
I've never heard anything that sounds like this. Like I've tried to do research. I've gotten like Bigfoot. I've gotten something that like is cloaking itself, and that's a natural look because of like trying to mimic the foliage and everything.
Right.
I've gotten a thing that's local to here called the hide behind, but like none of these things match up with what we experienced.
None of the sounds.
One of our friends that can kind of tap into these energies, like see these things remotely, tried to tell us it was a skinwalker, but those are out in Navajo country.
Yeah.
Now, like, could it have been some type of like shapeshifter? Maybe, but
Yeah.
an entire year of nonstop research, we have come up with nothing.
Wow. That is crazy.
Well, we
Do
did
you
have
have,
one
like-
video with the tree shaking. That
Well,
looks
that's
almost familiar.
Yeah.
Yep, exactly. Yep.
Do you have
So
anybody
that's
come over, like a medium or anybody that would kind of get to what it is, maybe, or maybe somebody who can do a Ouija board and, kind of ask questions, what's outside in the land?
We don't really have a lot of connections to people locally that can do that. And it's not that we don't know people, it's that anybody we know is either out of state or they live way too far away that it would be reasonable for them to come here to do that.
Right. Wow.
Because that'd be interesting in what it could be.
Right.
Yeah, the shapeshifter sounds more logical, but yet the sounds don't concur with that, you know?
Yeah.
We keep running into nothing seems to fit
Yeah.
the puzzle.
And now,
And
like,
this is not an elemental. This is definitely not an elemental because they don't do that. They're just not that. They just don't do that. They don't make those sounds. That's just not them.
Right.
no, and what
So
the craziest part is that we keep having silent interactions with this thing. Like, not necessarily her because she doesn't like to be outside the house at night, but
I don't blame her.
whenever I've been
I don't blame
outside, I can always feel something that has a similar energy signature to this, watching me from a distance or watching me from a ball field that's next to our house, or like down the road, we can sometimes see like a shadow figure moving like on our road. The closest I've been able to get to understanding this thing is one night, our newest member, Alex, and myself were sitting at a fire pit outside of our house talking, and we both felt like something was stalking us from the side of the road. Now, he's kind of a medium. He's really new to understanding those abilities, so he doesn't know how to fully tap into that. But we both confirmed we noticed the same thing, felt the same thing, and I just decided to talk to this thing. It's like, what do you want? Why are you here? We have no means to harm you. We have no intentions of harming you. But whatever you're doing, if there's something that we have done or if there's something going on that is wrong, if there's a way for you to communicate that to us, we'd like to be able to help you. And the best we have gotten, and I can't even guarantee this because, I really don't know, but there's been something in our house that keeps imitating like my appearance, her appearance, or my partner's appearance, or talking like, or using our voices. And like Beans here has also seen it because she saw her walk out of her bedroom and go into our kitchen and disappear, and she didn't leave the bedroom. And we don't know what's going on with that, but the best I have gotten is this thing is related to, in some way, to this entity that's in our house. And we have a protective barrier around our house to keep stuff like that from like coming in and going from the house. And this thing somehow found its way into our house. Like, it could be something trying to get like one of its partners back, one of its kids, one of its like.
I think you're dealing with two separate. I think you're dealing with two separate things. I think you really are. I think what's happening within your house could be elemental, but what's happening outside your house is something completely different. I really feel like they're both. Intuitively, that's what I'm gathering. That they're two separate. They're two separate things, but yet they're common. You're linking them together because they are happening at the same time.
Yes.
So
that's why I'm not concrete about that, because I can't verify through any other sources that that's the case. It's part of me trying to piece together what's happened. The only thing we have that I think's connected to the thing outside of our house is my girlfriend sat down with me one night and told me she had a very vivid dream that her and, now this could also be an elemental, but her and Christine here both went out to the gravel quarry that's near our house, and something rushed up to them, attacked them, drowned them in the lake, and then assumed their forms, and then came to the house and tried to knock on the door to get me to let them back in the house. And like I believe her because that's way too uncanny of a dream, and it's also kind of correlates with what we've been documenting around our house to just be a regular dream.
Right.
Well,
That's
my
incredible.
husband was saying for the outside, he says maybe it could have been a dogman.
Oh,
you know?
yeah.
It could be. The inside, it sounds like you also having like a mimic coming in and trying to represent somebody else that you
Right.
know in the house. I mean, you know, but
I don't
those
get
people
any kind of negative.
that
I don't get any kind of negativity from that, though. That's the good thing, though.
Yeah,
This seems
correct.
like
The one
something that's
material
neutral,
wise-
possibly curious. It likes to mess with our possessions, move things. Like sometimes,
Constantly.
and sometimes it's helpful. Like I lost my glasses once, and after going through my entire bedroom, I found them laying on top of my bed, like they were placed there.
Right.
So,
that could
like,
be fairies.
yeah,
That's the same way
I
with
don't know.
my cell phone that one day. I lost my cell phone in the living
we
room, and all of a
lost the
sudden
cell phone.
it was there between me and him, just sitting there. And after we looked everywhere, I don't know where it came from. It was weird.
Yeah, a lot of stuff like this just surrounds our group. I'm under the impression it's a lot of our ancestry because, like, Beans, his ancestry is Germanic. My ancestry is Germanic and Scandinavian. Her ancestry is Celtic and Irish. My partner's ancestry is Northern Sicilian, which has a lot of ties to mysticism. And I don't know if it's just us collectively being together is drawing these things to us because nobody else in our area reports anything like this, even our neighbors. It only targets our home or like our location.
I can't see what that says. Emulating each
Emulating
other?
each other, maybe. David Wells, Shared Paranormal, said emulating each other, maybe. So they're
Possibly, we could
mimicking.
be, yeah.
Yeah. And he also says to be careful too.
Yeah, I agree. The one outside, I definitely feel like you need to be careful of. You know, the one inside, it is. You guys nailed it by saying it's pretty innocuous. It's just mischievous and in that kind of respect. So
Yeah. Plus, we try to keep ourselves safe. Like, even though like we talk about this, like it's like what the heck is going on? Like, we have experienced things like we all collectively have experienced things like this throughout our lives. So we know how to keep ourselves guarded, protected. We do have a system for if we have to go outside at night and we feel like something's off. Plus, for some reason, fire has worked as a very powerful ward for these things when we leave our house. So beyond that, I like, other than trying to sort out what this thing is to better understand it, we don't really have much. Again, we don't have much information.
David's right. Are you keeping that protection up? Like, do you guys have tourmaline in the four corners of the property, like inside the house?
No,
Because
I went around the house and blessed every inch of the borderline and the property and the walls with blessed salt, with holy water, sage, salt, and white crystals.
Was this the same salt that was christened by that pastor?
Yes.
Okay.
I would also go a step further and get some tourmaline, and they don't have to be big pieces, but do in the four corners of your house internally, because that will also create another barrier where they are not going to be able to come in. Tourmaline, as you both know, probably it basically repels the negative energy back at the
I'm
individual.
gonna write that down so I can remember.
I would definitely try
I don't have it on me right now, but I always carry some type of obsidian protection amulet.
Yeah, because obsidian absorbs it, and then you can cleanse it in the full moon. So that's perfect. Yeah, I would definitely just take a step further in doing that. The salt is awesome. I'm glad you guys are doing that because that will definitely keep them from coming in. But just take it a step further and just make sure that you have the tourmaline in place as well. Just feel like that would
I
be.
can do that tomorrow because I'm going to be up and I can stop at the spiritual store up there.
Yeah, I made a note of
I
that.
eventually want to get Wolfsbane too, just in case.
Yeah, don't forget about Tiger's Eye too, because if
Yeah.
it's something that has to do maybe with the Native Americans, you know,
Yeah.
Tiger's Eye is very good.
That's why I want to get Wolfbane too above the doorway. It'll keep them out of the door.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
another good one too. Yeah.
Do you think that maybe it was something that maybe got attached to one of you guys when you came back from a location, maybe? Or do you cleanse yourself?
Maybe his partner Lisa has this ability to mirror people and things.
Mm.
So she might have accidentally mirrored it and attached it. I don't know, but it's possible.
I mean,
think-
anything is possible, you know.
I think it's something that has always been part of this location, but because of our affinity, it probably attached itself to us just because it realized that we can see it or interact with it.
Yeah.
Because I have seen this same creature down maybe 5 or 6 blocks from here, but it likes to spend time near a power substation because it's feeding off of the electrical grid.
Mhm.
It's a big one here in town.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't feel
Personally-
it's so much of an attachment as it is something that's been attached to the land for a long time, like you said.
That's what I thought also.
Mhm. I think personally, if it was me in that situation, and I'm really big on Ouija boards and everything, I would definitely go to the Ouija board and just ask, what is
What
out
am I
there?
dealing with?
What do you want? You know, try a spirit box. I know you guys have one. Maybe try that.
That's something we regularly do because we've noticed that at least in our area, like at least like a lot of the entities we interact with, we're good at explaining how that works to them, and we do actually get a lot of responsiveness and coherency. Like for example, like the most clearest direct thing I got was a few days ago when all 3 of us were investigating her family home. There's something in the basement of that house that when we go down there, it tries to force us out of the house. But I think it's the same entity, but we were doing a spirit box session and this thing just like, F you, Jared, like you're not God or something. And I'm like, what is that supposed to mean? Because whenever I'm usually the authoritative one, whenever we do investigations, I'm the one that sets the intention of like whether or not to interact with us, whether setting boundaries with following us. But at the same time, I very much it was very clearly like that. And this is a device that makes a bunch of syllables and phonetic sounds. It's not something that actually has words that are programmed into it. And like, this is something that was challenging me directly because I was making it clear that like, if you bring harm to us, there's going to be consequences on your end because like, I don't know if I think like most human spirits don't really understand the principles of their existence. They're not supposed to harm or attack the living. But this thing is challenging me because I'm just like, no, like you do not have authority to attack or harm anyone that's here.
Right.
If you do, you'll receive consequences on your plane of existence because that's just the law of the universe and reality. And I didn't like that.
Not the first time I've heard that, and the second time I've heard it.
Okay, David, what did you have in your pocket here, Cheney?
I think he told me. I don't remember though. He'll have to tell us here. This will be interesting. I can't remember. Tourmaline? Tiger's Eye?
Maybe both.
Give it a double whammy. That's why not both. There's double whammy.
Yeah. I wonder if he's typing, I'm sure.
Yes.
What do you say? Tiger's Eye?
Yeah, Tiger's Eye.
Tiger's Eye. Okay.
Yeah, that's my go-to, tourmaline and Tiger's Eye. I have a bracelet with both of them on there. They have another bracelet with obsidian and what was something hematite, I think was.
Oh yeah, hematite. Yeah,
so,
that's a good combination as well. Yeah, exactly.
Moonstone. Yeah, my husband carries moonstone. That's his go-to.
I love moonstone.
Oh, I do too. I love moonstone.
I got celestite. As we
So
talked about at
I
Christmas.
am going to ask you a question to you all. What do you think is going around with the paranormal universe? I mean, you have Jason Hawes with Trying by the Conjuring House, and I saw the other day there was like some paranormal teams fighting over something, and then we have Matt and Elton with
Yeah.
Annabelle moving
Yep.
into Salem, Massachusetts. So, won't you give me your feedback on all of that?
I think, in my opinion, I think a lot of people who are doing this is they're trying to. These places, have history. These places are important to the paranormal field, and I think they're trying to get them and preserve them because they're just the next generation to come along to for keep going with the cycle of, what is paranormal, what's out there, how can we explain it. I think that's just from my point of view, but that's just mine.
I don't personally disagree with Beans' assessment, but there's definitely been a lot of weird things happening within paranormal communities. One of the biggest things I've experienced is people trying to holier than thou each other over their experiences or who's right or wrong about something, which doesn't need to exist. Like,
Right.
like I'm a part of a few different online communities that discuss paranormal things, and like I have a good experience with a few Reddit boards I'm a part of because a lot of the people in those communities are actually about what they're talking about. But when I've tried to introduce like myself or experiences I've had or things that I have done to different groups and to different communities, I watch them like sort of like play favoritism with themselves, but then tell me anything I try to talk about or discuss, I'm full of shit or I'm making it up or I'm fake. But then like the person right next to me that has something that's obviously like artificially generated or not even like they have no proof or evidence, like, oh, that's so crazy. What is that all about? And I think that sort of plays into it too. For some reason, there's a bunch of infighting going on in these communities that doesn't seem to add up. It's like it just started one day and then snowballed into people wanting to outdo each other or look cool on the internet versus actually really focusing on like what we're talking about, like actually preserving these things, taking care of these things, respecting these things. Some part of me says it's just because people want to get famous because it's an easy way to get famous online or get noticed because so many people get obsessed, even if they're fake, with like paranormal concepts, topics because it's weird, it's unexplainable, it's creepy, but they miss the point of the deeper part of it where you have to honor and respect these things too,
Right.
because they share this planet with us, but at the same time, there's so much coming back over the last decade that like it's starting to ramp up more beings and entities are starting to come back to the earth or show themselves more often. And all these newer people aren't being educated other than seeing these same people that are mishandling this online. And so they're copying, they're repeating it instead of actually understanding what's going on.
Yep.
It's a money grab. It's a money grab.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean it even these locations, I mean, we discussed this last night with one of our, our guests that came on about, the fact of like even the Conjuring house, Jason Hawes is trying to get it, trying to preserve the history, preserve it and make it so that it's attainable for other people to go into and investigate, to learn, and to create somewhat of an educational center attached to the building so that there's
I think that's fantastic.
Which I think is fabulous.
David said the veil is getting thinner. I feel it every day as a witch. I feel it every day. It's getting thinner and thinner and thinner. That's why we're having more paranormal stuff happen.
Yeah.
Right.
It's getting through it a lot easier.
Right.
And I believe it's because everybody is fighting, but that may not be our fault either. It could be like the energy around us or things coming up that we don't know anything about.
Right.
I mean, there's entities out there we have no clue about.
I've noticed a correlation that these things started to become more prevalent again, just like they were in, like, I don't want to call it ancient history, but in history, based on everyone's belief. Because what's the biggest thing that started trending in, like, America and other countries? New Age spiritualism, New Age paganism, all these old practices and systems that are now being treated as a trend and as something that's like some kind of like thing to get involved with, sort of like how like other trends happen. That everybody's collective belief in this is shifting back to older ways and older principles, even though they don't understand what they're being taught or shown, because it's being seen as a trend. But it's the same thing where people used to see fairies or gnomes or all these other things like history. I believe these people really saw something, but everybody during that time period also genuinely believed that these things were real and happening, versus a time period where I don't want to just blanket it by saying Christianity, because like that was a major impact on it, but a lot of different religions and belief systems tried to tell people like, no, you're believing in superstition, all of it's made up, that's paganism, you're heathens, or all these other things. And then what happened? All that stuff sort of just stopped happening.
Ancient ways.
But it's sort of, it's like this, it's like the moment paranormal research activity and all these other superstitions started to become more popular, it's like it triggered these things into being more prevalent again.
Right.
Well, which is also triggering scientists and equipment creators to get better and better equipment to spot even more different things.
Right.
So it's actually a blessing all the time, a scientific blessing and evidence retrieval at the same time.
Right.
And let us not forget about what's going on. I mean, UFOs, beginning of the year, you know, we're seeing these drones, AKA maybe UFOs. You know, you have the Stephen King's movie out, Day of Disclosure, open up this week, and everybody's just, you know, talking about all this secretive Spielberg. Spielberg. I'm sorry, not King. Sorry, Mr. King. Mr. Spielberg. But anyway, this is Stephen. So, but you know, that's something that is we see more of now in 2026. So it's like everybody, I think, like David said, that the veil is thinning. I really don't think it's ever closed, really.
Right.
I think there's a part of it that just kind of stayed open to have everything to come out, because I think we're ready for a shift. I think there will be a shift. Maybe not this year, but maybe next year. But I think there is going to be a shift.
Look at all, like, I don't want to air this into politics, because I don't prefer to talk about politics, but look at everything that's been happening with different countries, different systems, people like kind of starting to realize that they've been like lied to by a bunch of systems, manipulated, controlled. What happens when an entire collective community of people start to, for lack of a better term, wake up or realize that stuff is out of control? It causes a lot of fear, panic, chaos. What does that also cause? It causes a disruption. It causes an invisible disruption that causes all these things to just shift and change. And if it's a matter of all these different texts that I have read that said that some type of thing's going to happen, it's going to be a mass spiritual awakening, this just seems like a sign of it, because like all of this stuff is very spiritual. So when what's also happening, a bunch of people are starting to no longer be trapped in a bunch of programming and controlling systems that have been in place for centuries. And at the same time, like, what is that doing? What is that triggering? What is that changing?
Right.
That is
people are starting to take charge of their own lives again.
Yeah.
I really feel like that's what's happening. Is I think with the shutdown of 2020 with COVID, people are now realizing you are never going to put me in that position ever again.
Right.
So what do I have to do differently so that we never go through that again? Or I personally don't have to go through that again. So I think that's part of the awakening as well. You know, it's the control aspect, everything that we went through during that period of time. It's a huge like eye opener for everybody.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Well, I'm really curious to find out what happens with the entity in your house and the entity outside. So you're definitely going to have to keep us posted on that for sure. Chrissy, did you have any other questions?
Yes, I do. I had to plug my computer in. It's like, oh, my battery's
Oh,
going.
no, it was dying.
I was like, oh, okay. It's right here. You know. Okay. So what are you guys kind of like expecting in the 2027?
As far as our group, or is like,
Oh no, as far as your group, where do you see the group going?
I'm not
Because
entirely sure
a lot,
personally, because every time we've tried to do something, it's like something impedes us, but then pushes us in a different direction, like we're being guided somewhere with this. So I'm hoping that by next year we're able to finally start seeing a lot of the seeds we planted kind of come back to us, because we've already seen a lot of that happening. There's a lot of things that have been going on in our personal lives that it's like we're being prepared to be more capable of doing things with not only this, but other projects we want to be involved in through our group. I'm hoping to get involved more if we can with like charity groups, get more sponsors, like not people like because we want money, but sponsors to be able to actually properly do things that we're aligned with. Like I said, like I want to get involved with charities and find charitable programs that help with historical preservation or local outreach. Just like use what we're doing to bring more awareness to things that aren't related to this field, but at the same time are kind of adjacent to what we're doing, if that makes sense.
Tied
Yeah,
together with it. Yeah. Makes it a
I
lot
mean,
of
the
sense.
way I look at it, everything is moving. Everything is going up. Like everything is going up. There's only room for growth, and that's what we just have to keep positive and keep looking forward to is the growth. So, I look forward to a lot of good stuff happening with our group.
yeah.
I love
Well,
that.
it's like David Will says, stand your ground, you will succeed.
Yeah.
Kudos to you all for what, for the fundraisers, the charities you guys are doing. That is such a great job. Keep that up. That will probably take you pretty far, really.
Right.
Reputation and everything. Another thing you might want to do is get in contact with some of the paranormal teams, like even David's team, Share Paranormal, because they're in Michigan, and maybe some others in Ohio, Pennsylvania, and kind of get together. And I know David does a Para Unity, so I know he can always use people to go to his event and just be united as a paranormal universe should be, because everybody's always after each other or think they're better than somebody. Or once
We want to continue to do that because we have tried that with some of our local groups, but so as an adjacent to this, my main thing is I'm a photographer and a filmographer. I spent 5 years of my life finding things that weren't meant for me, but they improved what I was doing. They taught me like what to look out for in different communities, different groups, how to conduct myself better, where I should place my time. And even this year, I got to be involved with movie production, film production. I'm meeting a bunch of people that are actually on the good side of the spectrum for those communities that I've been trying to find for years. And I feel like that's the same thing that's happening here. We have tried to network with other groups, but it never works out, or something just seems off, or something happens to their group where they can't function anymore. But I don't disagree with you. Maybe we're trying to be too local, too condensed, because like the internet's a thing. It's not like even if we couldn't directly meet up with other communities or groups, it's not like we can't interact, because like we're talking to you from like halfway across the United States. I mean, it's not like we don't have options to branch out more and try and get involved with more people that align with what we're trying to do and also are genuinely about what we're doing to actually get to that point.
Yeah. Well, it's like David Wells said, our group are aligned, and he says you're hired.
Well,
Okay, I can start Monday.
and as a Share Paranormal medium, I'm also a medium for their team. So I will tell you, and I'm sure David will tell you the same thing. There is a new location coming up in September 11th and 12th in Michigan. Yes. I'll butcher the name, so I'll let David be able to type it right now, and he can put it in there. Henry Ford's Bungalow, and it's on Lake Superior. Beautiful location.
That's on the far.
I think I researched that for the academy. The bungalow that's on the shoreline.
Yep.
Yeah, I researched that. That looks interesting.
So if you've researched it, then I have a question for you. So don't feed the medium, but validate the medium. I have a drawing being done right now as we speak. I literally just gave it to my artist because, the one thing about being a medium is it's very difficult to convey to people what people look like. It's verbal, but there's no pictures that actually say anything.
No, I know how you feel.
Thank you. And I'm having a picture drawn for David right now so that he can see. I've tapped into a little boy that literally he's not part of the Ford family. He actually thinks maybe it might be one of the staff members' family, but I see a little boy who's probably about, I think I told him 8 to 9, 10 at the max. He's not old enough to be 10, but he literally is a sickly boy. I feel like, and I don't know what, again, I haven't tapped in to find out exactly what it was, but he had some sort of an upper respiratory disease or something of the time that makes him very sickly. He did pass eventually, but I see him sitting on the shoreline in an old-fashioned wheelchair that's wood, that's not like our wheelchairs,
Right.
and how they kind of can recline and you have your feet up, and he's wrapped in blankets, and he's a very sickly little boy. Something about him is calling to me, and he definitely is part of this history of this.
Oh, wow. I actually tapped into what she was seeing. He was wearing a brown blanket on his lap, wasn't he? Yep. I tapped into her. I'm sorry.
Nope.
Custom.
That's exactly correct.
That's
so
where
you just
it's
double
at.
linked with me. You just double linked with me. So I appreciate that. But yes, he's absolutely right. It's going to be incredible. I'm flying from Arizona to participate in it because I'm so excited about it. So, but yeah, I think maybe, I think David might have touched on it. It might be maybe one of the staff members' sons or something of that nature. But just curious because you said you've done a lot of research there. So I was wondering if anything like that.
Yes, I will say yes to that, but I'm not going to tell you any much more.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Don't feed the medium. That's perfect. You just validated me. David, you heard that. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you.
I don't now, David, type in the chat. Are you looking for some more people to join us or?
Well, it's an event I think it's $150. You can go and share Paranormal.
Per person.
Yeah, per person.
Yeah, per person.
Correct. And I think it's tapped out at 16 people. So
16.
There is a big, huge table that Henry Ford and his family used to sit at. It's a catered event at the end on the Saturday night. There will be a meal for everybody to partake. So we'll be sitting and breaking bread with each other. It's a very cool investigation. So opportunity.
Yeah. Well, David said he is following you guys, so maybe you guys can correspond back and forth. If not at this location, maybe another location. Yeah.
Yeah, the best way to get a hold of us, David. I've tried multiple times to set up a direct messaging system with our group page, but for some reason it won't let me. I just recently posted. Shared on our page my main Facebook page because I posted this live stream on YouTube to my page and then shared it to our page. It'll say Jared Shepard. It's me hiking, but reaching out to me is the best way to get a hold of us because I can then put you in contact with the rest of our group.
Right.
Sounds excellent. Excellent. Well, we're on top of the hour. And I always hate it when I say we're on top of the hour because I feel like, okay, we have to go.
No, this has been really fun.
This has been great. Really fun.
Well, I'm hoping that you all can come on next year or even sooner. You can always, Jared, you just have just message me and says, hey, I want to come on.
Yeah, absolutely. I kind of want to wait for a while though till we get more things going on and more moving parts because I don't want to just come on here with the same narrative or some spiel over and over again.
Yeah. No, that's fine. Whenever you feel that you want to come on, just message me. Mm-hmm. But until now, everybody stay blessed. Get your spook on. And
check out White Sage Academy, guys.
Yes, and go to the White.
We'll be doing field trips this summer, so check it out.
Cool.
Something to do. So, But everybody jump over to the White Sage Facebook and get a hold of them, hit them up. Jump over to Medium Red AZ and .com if you would like to have a reading, any kind of mediumship. She will be glad to help you. Past lives as well. Jump over to Within the Cauldron, subscribe, and while you're jumping, jump over to Behind the Witch's Veil, which is my daughter's channel, and subscribe to that one too. Share out and like, and until next time, stay blessed, everybody. Good night.
Hey, guys. All right.
Good night.
Bye.
Hang